So John Porler is getting cancelled. Is that a good thing? Probably not. Is it deserved? Also probably not. But let me explain. So John Porler is an OSU content creator who's been getting a lot of attention recently by collabing with people like BTMC or Zoodinator. And along with gaining a lot of attention, he also gained a lot of hate. Mostly because people find him really cringy and unfunny. Oh, and also some people thought that he was an industry plant, but that was mostly disproven by this point. So he's been getting hate for quite a long time now, but recently something happened that he got massive backlash for. Namely, he was joking. Yep, you heard me right. Comedy is illegal now. Cry about it. So the main reason people hate on him now is because he made a few pee-pee jokes. And I'm not talking about performance points here. Of course, I'm not gonna show you any of the jokes here for obvious reasons, but if you really want to, you can just go on his Twitter or just Google on the internet and you will most likely find it. Now, if you're not a chronically online Twitter user, you probably know that hating on someone for making jokes is a really dumb thing to do. But just in case some of you are actually chronically online, let me just remind you that there exists a whole ass profession called comedians who are getting paid insane amounts of money for making the most racist, sexist, and fucked up jokes imaginable. And the only difference between the two is that comedians have been around for a while and no one generally hates on them. But John Porler has been getting quite a lot of hate even before this whole situation, and it's only natural that people were looking for something else to hate on him for, and then he made those jokes and people saw it as just another opportunity to hate on him. And of course there will always be people who take this super seriously and who think that since he's making this type of jokes, he must be a pedophile as well. But by that logic, all of the comedians and everyone who ever made any racist or sexist jokes is also racist or sexist. Because apparently if you say something you don't believe in just to make people laugh, you actually secretly believe in it. If you have even half of a brain cell left, you probably understand how dumb this sounds. People really just have to take a moment and ask themselves the question, why do I actually hate on this guy? And the answer most of the time is simply because they find him cringe. But if you've been around in the community for a while, you probably know that he's not the first one to get hated for being cringe. I'm talking of course about BTMC and how he got hated back in the day. The reason it happened to BTMC was because his target audience was always Gen Z. And back then Gen Z were still kids, so there wasn't really a lot of them in the community. But now that they have grown up, BTMC became the most popular OSU content creator out there. And this is exactly what is going to happen to John Porler in about 5 years or so. His target audience is Gen Alpha. You know, the kids that laugh at Skibidi Toilet. Yes, that is his target audience. So when they grow up in a few years, John Porler will be getting more and more popular, eventually maybe even surpassing BTMC. That is, of course, unless he gets cancelled before that happens, which doesn't really seem that unlikely with how things are going right now. But as always, we will just have to wait and see how that plays out. But that's about it for the John Porler situation. Don't be a chronically online Twitter user, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!